Jim Winston here, and today we're going to be tasting Rieslings from around the world. It's a hot summer day, and it certainly seems to be season appropriate. Although, when we look at Riesling, we really have to climb over certain, for many people, preconceived ideas what Riesling is. For a lot of people, it's just a sweet wine, and it's sort of shoved to the curb by a lot of folks, not understanding how great these wines are, and that's what this very eclectic flight of wines I hope will superbly demonstrate. I'm going to read you something first from Hugh Johnson, my favorite wine writer. Jancis Robinson and Hugh Johnson have collaborated on a couple of amazing books. And this is what he has to say about Riesling. The world's most expressive, age-worthy white grape. Now that might be counterintuitive because many of us think, oh, it's Chardonnay. Chardonnay is the grand white grape for wine. And certainly I love Chardonnay, I love white Burgundy. But in terms of prestige, certainly among viticulturalists, it's Riesling that is considered superior. It's aromatic, delicate, racy, food-friendly, which it certainly is, and it's rarely oaked. And this is what he writes: Riesling is to white wine what Cabernet is to red. It can make entirely different wines in different places and can age magnificently for many years. Mispronounced, many people would say Riesling. It's Riesling. Riesling, underrated and underpriced for most of the 20th century. Riesling slowly coming back into fashion. The wine tends to be powerfully scented, reflecting minerals, flowers, lime, and honey depending on its provenance, sweetness, and age. With age, the wine acquires an oily scent, something that we sometimes call petrol or gasoline. An oily scent, particularly in warm climates. Riesling makes legendary botrytis wines in its homeland Germany, but thanks to climate change, it now makes fine, firm, dry wines there too, as well as a lighter, sweeter style in between those two extremes. Riesling is still the noblest grape of Germany, Alsace, Austria, and does surprisingly well in Australia, New York State, and Michigan. And so what we're seeing here is a range of wines that will include a wine I've used in previous tasting, Maldita. It's a sparkling Riesling from Spain. And then we're going to have a series of wines. I tried to get the wines going from the simplest, driest form to the more pungent varieties. Now that is what is sort of key to this thing, is to separate true dessert-style, sweet expressions of Riesling from those that are pungent and fruit-flavored and have this wonderful, wonderful scent, but are really dry. And so we're going to start with a wine from Germany. We have a wine from New York State, the Weimer. A wine from the Alto Adige, one of my favorite producers in that region, the Südtirol, called Saint Apin. A wine from thanks, Jim, from Washington State, I think, yeah, or Oregon. First of the wines from Alsace, a great producer, Trimbach, going back to S.A. Prum, a terrific producer from the Mosel. We will do a wine from Austria, coming back into Germany, Selbach Oster, one of my favorite producers in Germany as well. And then there's this wine here from Alsace. This is Trimbach, and it's Cuvée Frédéric Emile. I'll get to this in a second. And then I haven't opened to taste it. We're going to be doing a true dessert wine, an Auslese from Donhof. So here's a 2011. 2011, absolutely amazing wine. It has a deeper hued color. You can see that. I'm getting some wonderful curtaining and legs here. And now this is why you have a reward for saving some of your Rieslings to get to this, to get some age and where it sheds some of its prominent forward types of scents and flavors, and now takes on greater complexity. I'm getting glacé fruit, candy glacé fruit. Wow. And what's amazing about this wine is from that rich, deep scent, you would expect a degree of opulence to spread on your palate. No. There's an amazing elegance to the way this palate is forming up here. And long. The wine just goes on forever. No way to spit that. Now here's the key thing about all these Rieslings, because Rieslings really, really do go very, very well with food. Now look, I'm not going to recommend Rieslings to go with trout, but Riesling is absolutely a lock for things that have certain fattiness to it. Cassoulet, for example, would be a natural. Pork roasts. I have a dish that I make. It's Sicilian pork with spaghetti. I got that recipe from my grandmother. Stop laughing, Charles. So here it is. You have an amazing diversity of foods that go with this wine. It's a perfect wine to enjoy for Thanksgiving table. It just adds to the textures. Any type of richness is perfect for this. It has a range of interest from the light to enjoy on a hot summer day when it's just crisp and a wonderful aperitif. It goes with a host of foods, and this tasting is going to be a knockout. Cheers.